Young man, I said, what's your manners?
This is the J.R. Hendrick Texan Consort. Podcast is done in narrated format. Hang tight and enjoy.
Okay, the top Christian song at that point was Michael W. Smith. Just leave it to me. I'll lead you home. Okay, so we start. It's at 1 p.m. Betsy had a ranch helicopter sent to pick up JR. And so parks in front of the ranch. Of course, Amy Kathleen, she rushes out to meet JR and his guests. JR, waited so long to see you. I want to welcome you all to this ranch. And I hope you just have a wonderful weekend. Grandma says that Fabian will get you your bags and put them in your rooms. She hugs JR. I guess you don't know by now that I'm engaged. And as much as I wanted him to come, Greg said he had to do a revival in Fort Worth this weekend. So, there's tea and lemonade on the patio. And JR, Grandma will be out shortly. She points to the helicopter pilot. And Ryan, go park this thing out back where it belongs. Okay, so it's 3 p.m. Central to New Orleans. Betsy, true to form. She's waiting for Jim to be home back from his flight to Memphis. And she's watching a fashion show. She's gonna buy it. You know what's funny? When Daddy left for Nashville and then D.C., Mama would often go away on weekends to fashion shows. So they left it to Grandma and Granddad and Michael and Mary Fields to watch over us. Okay, so it's 5 p.m., and meanwhile, back at the ranch, Kyle comes back in from his duties. He sits down on the couch. George, and take off my boots. I'm just a tired old man, Kyle said. Where's JR? He's upstairs, Ken said. Cursing, Kyle yells up the stairs, demanding that JR come down right away. Okay, so Uncle Tom's, he ain't too happy. Young man, what's your manners? Don't drive JR away. And Kyle's like, well, I'm just teasing. Daddy knows that, Kyle said. Good Lord, Kyle. Kyle. Yeah, that's the thing. The difference between, because here's the thing. Jim is ruthless, no doubt. But he's also very subtle. But this time we're giving Kyle the manners bell. Go get schooled, buddy. Now, I want you to hang on to your hat. Those you've got popcorn, maybe some drinks. Gerald and I are drinking Pepsi. So Hannon, Uncle Tom's youngest son, he said, "Yeah, I used to enjoy playing with you, Kyle. Except your teasing could be awfully rough." And Amy Kathleen says, "Yeah, I used to remember that too. You and he used to roughhouse in and out of the ranch. Make quite a stir. Got Uncle Jim pretty mad," Amy Kathleen said. And so Diane is aghast, here's something you need to know about people born into the Swain family and people married into the Swain family. They're usually high society lady. Of course, Aunt Diane's a little bit higher society than the Swain. She's like, "Hey, me." And it's like, I know. One of the cousins, I think it might be Uncle Tom or somebody said this. He said, "No, it's Hannon." No, that's just actually true. You see, Amy was the only one of the cousins to play with JR because he was so sick so much of the time when he was a kid. The other boys would play with him, and he was small for his size. They were pretty rough. Okay, so we get to the dinner table, and holy cojones. Holy cojones is right. So dinner at the ranch that night was chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus, and a choice between pecan pie and banana pudding. I chose pecan pie. Ken, quite a few of them except for Uncle Tom, me, Aunt Diane, Amy. A lot of them chose banana pudding. And so Uncle Tom says, "So, Junior, I'll see what you've been up to lately. The thing is, you have dollar signs in your eyes, like your father. But even trained compared to him." And so here comes Kyle out of the mouth saying, Don't you knock my daddy." And no, he was not trained well. And so JR, he's trying to, he's kind of like, "I'm sorry, Kyle. I didn't think you was that much of a judge of character when it concerns to me. I'm trying to build some wealth to impress this girl. She comes from a prodigious family, the Hawthorns. We're just trying to buy a piece of peace." PAC. And Kyle's like, "More like a piece of peace. Don't act like you don't want her sexually." And Madison's like, "Honey," and Gerald's like, "I work hard at what I do. My public affairs studies, and I'm investing, Kyle." but I'm married, being industrious as well. And Kyle's like, yeah, I remember the morning of my 14th birthday. I was expecting some good, not my 13th birthday, I was expecting some good donuts. JR ate half of them. And so Uncle Tom, he's got like, Kyle, I said cool it. And so Christine's like, you really like to get down in the dirt, do you? Because Christine's back home for the weekend. And so JR says, the way things going, I think I'm just going to go ahead and have someone take my food and bring it to my room. And Kyle's like, you too clean to sit with your family? Go to the Ivory Tower in Lubbock, Texas. Wasting your time. And Madison's like, back at you, Kyle. So guess what? Kyle, for being an idiot and not willing to shut up and wait your turn, you get the bell. He never could learn to keep his mouth shut. So as Jared goes up the stairs, he can hear Uncle Tom screaming, young man. I said, watch your manners. Your grandma is sick. I have had it up to here. So your weekend off is through. This is supposed to be a quiet, peaceful weekend. And your attitude ruined it. Trust me, your mother will know. Okay, so it's 9 p.m. and Ken walks into JR's room to talk. Hey, JR, there's some food in the fridge if you're hungry. And JR's like, if I'm hungry, we're getting it catered to a hotel room. We're not staying the night here. Not as long as he's here. I'm referring to Kyle. I got Mike Fields. He's firing up Granddad's long black Cadillac. And we're getting the hell out of here for the night. So it's 2 a.m. Grandma Elizabeth wakes up with abdominal pain and crying for JR. So Claudia, the night nurse, gives her another sleeping pill. And Thomas talks to her, assuring her he wants JR to return to the ranch. As Kyle is taking his family to he's on the mountain raids, departing into the night, going to a Cadillac in Fort Worth. Stupid Kyle. So now it's 3 a.m. in New Orleans, and Jim, he wakes up in the mansion of personal development guru Marlena Diedrich in New Orleans, and Betsy comes to his side downstairs, and she's like, there's something you want to talk to me about? Betsy said, I'm glad to be away from Washington, but I'll tell you something. I'm awfully afraid for my sons. They fight differently. I think JR is the one that's going to get hurt because he was a lost puppy dog. And Betsy's like, my daddy trained to control it. And Jim's like, that's fine. But there comes to a point Well, I hate that I went to, but I have to teach him to be fighting dirty. Jim, ruthless piece of crap. Yeah, you get the bell. Let's go, Daddy. And so Betsy's like, Jim, you know he doesn't respond to that very well. When he was 4 years old, you scared him very badly trying to do that. When he was 10, I saw you give him a glare when the doctors were testing him. That's not what I want. And Jim's like, honey, give me a break. You're sure giving Kyle plenty of them. And my firstborn gets hurt. I should have toughened him up years ago. And Betsy's like, don't lecture me. Walks away. So it's 5 a.m. Okay. Grandma always was up, and of course she's talking to Tom. And she's crying, like, please bring JR back. And Uncle Tom's like, Mike Fields will bring him back. And Grandma was like, please talk to JR. And Uncle Tom says, you know I will, Mother. He's coming in after breakfast. And I'll talk to him as soon as he gets here. This is his home. Just as much as it is Kyle's. And so, Elizabeth Marie, who's come to stay at the ranch, she said, you know, I have to say, what happened at dinner last night was so upsetting. I had to join with JR and eating in my room. And we had a talk for a while in order for both of us to calm down. And so Tom said, I didn't think Kyle had it to be so disrespectful. When I heard stories, he's so militaristic with his boys. And now it's 6 a.m. Central. At the hotel, JR, Ken, and Brent having breakfast. And Ken's like, I can't believe Kyle just went off on JR like that. I know they have their sibling rivalry, but I always thought maybe it would calm down. And Brent's like, Ken, buddy, I saw what I saw. His brother was very rude. And Gerald's like, you rock to say that. Because all he ever wants is to get me out of here, Gerald said. And Ken's like, but why? With your grandma being so sick, why would he get you so upset? And Gerald's like, he's got a lot going on upstairs. He was mad because Uncle was coming. And Brent's like, damn right. I saw him yelling at you upstairs. Your family father's disrespectful. And Ken said, but still, 2.5 years ago, he promised me in a handshake and an oath that he would keep peace with JR. And Mike Fields, he walks into the hotel and says, "We are returning back to the ranch today. JR, your Uncle Tom wants to talk to you." And JR says, "When going back to the ranch, unless Uncle Tom is dealt with Kyle." And Mike Fields said, "Well, he has. We saw Elizabeth Marie get up with you and go eating in her room, and we saw the two of you talking. Amy Kathleen about how bad Kyle was being. It was a stupid move for your daddy to leave him control the ranch." Well, Daddy wanted all the power. That's what TNAM. So the Cadillac pulls up in front of the ranch. So it's a 1989 Cadillac. It pulls up in the drive. Of course, there to greet everybody's Uncle Tom. He says, "Now, JR, sit down, let's talk. I sent Kyle packing." And JR's like, he had no call to be so disrespectful. I always had a fondness for Elizabeth Marie. She is fine. I is fine. Hell, when she's 2 years old, we go up to Houston. Daddy's big on business, and we go play because, Elizabeth Marie's daddy had houses in buildings in Houston. So obviously you guys were close. Very close. Jimmy, you gotta understand. The 70s was a heyday for blind people. It was crazy time because a lot of school districts and the states didn't know what to do with them. You know that. But you and Elizabeth Marie got just well. One reason. It was my daddy. And he did fight for you to be mainstreamed. We might as well fill people in on the podcast what being mainstreamed is. Well, in disability lingo, it's kind of like this. You get mainstreamed, you're a disabled person, and you're put in a regular classroom. You just get accessibility aids and stuff like that, and that's how you get through. A question, JR. Was Elizabeth Marie totally blind? Yes, she was. And she was born in Montana? No. She was born in Texas. Cousin Joseph was a banker. Loved to have dual residencies in Montana and Texas. You gotta think. Sometimes Daddy and Uncle Carl fought, so they didn't always gel well. Yeah, I'll probably need to know some more about history about that later. And so let's see where we were. And Jared's like, make it into the 90s. That's going to take some doing for me. And so Diane said, well, I found out the servants want to make leftover chicken fried steak tonight, and we're going to have a wonderful dinner tonight. That's what Aunt Diane says. And Grandma Elizabeth says, JR, pour me a brandy wine. JR, what was Grandma Elizabeth's recipe for brandy wine? What it was is it was grape juice with brandy and seltzer. Interesting. Alright, so it's 3 p.m. Jerry and Ken are swimming in the ranch pool when the phone rings. It's Charlie. He's like, why couldn't you come up to Fort Worth? Now I got to go to this engagement party and embarrass myself. And JR, he gets angry. Charlie, I got a nice lip from my brother, Kyle, on how to live my life. I damn sure don't need yours. This is your bed, not mine. Charlie. You screwed up again. Let me tell you something. That dumb mattress keeps digging a deeper hole. Bell time, buddy. I'm sorry, but you had to get school. Okay, so at the same time, the afternoon session of the Billy Graham Crusade is underway. Jim is there with Betsy and his entourage, and they're enjoying the revival services with all their hearts. I don't think, they were probably playing some contemporary, choruses. I didn't think Daddy liked that. So at 5 p.m., JR and Ken are riding horses together. JR is in a pensive but happy mood. He tried Karen, but she was avoiding him again. Regardless of that, he was glad to be with Ken back at the ranch, and he's seeing his grandmother one more time. Instead of, Charlie Nation humiliating himself. And Jared's like, last night was supposed to be an awesome dinner. At least this one is going to be a calm, beautiful dinner, Jared said. I can't understand why you and Kyle can't put down your differences and work together as a family. Ken? No. Don't give him the bell. Ken was the one balance influence, okay? Jimmy said, don't you give him the bell. Okay. So, JR dismounts from his horse and starts crying. Ken, my grandma is dying. He could show some respect. Always tried to accommodate him. But he don't even change. He's like a child. And Ken's like, look, all I'm saying is trying to look at some of your brother's good qualities. What I like about him is he don't take no crap from nobody. And Gerald's like, Ken, both our daddies were in the military in wartime. Your daddy was in the Navy during Vietnam. My daddy was in the Air Force during Vietnam. If kind of so gung-ho Coast Guard, then why the hell is he some reservist? I just always thought that families stuck together no matter what. And Gerald's like, you weren't raised like I was. Where Daddy turned everything into a competition. I tried racing bikes with Kyle and lost miserably because my balance is bad. He tried beating him in Monopoly. He can't. Christine's my daddy. She can debate with a horse. I mean, she and I are good at debating. But when it comes to debating each other, Christine always wins. Sounds like the Kennedys. Yeah, it was. So it's 5:30 p.m. Return to the ranch. Christine calls Jared to her room. So, she says, sit down, please. And Jared's like, sure. What's going on, sis? And Christine just loses it. I'm getting damn tired of Kyle thinking that he rules roost around here. So why don't you just talk to Mama? Better yet, I want an alliance. Because of the way I'm feeling, if Kyle continues to rule the roost around this ranch, I'm going to take some spurs and beat the crap out of his head. Alright, game on. He did his best to try to get away with that when he was a kid. Well, nothing changes, sis. I think you got that alliance. But know this. He starts raising hell, and our current parents do nothing. I'm out of here. And Christine says, I'm out of here too. Because I'm damn mad at Daddy for uprooting us to Washington, D.C. Christine's still not well. No. Too much like Daddy. Internalizing the damn stress till she turns into a damn pressure cooker. Yeah, okay, so now it goes on to dinner time. 6:30 p.m. Dinner that night was chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, with an option of gravy, French cut green beans, and a choice of banana pudding, or some of Mama's lemon pound cake. Afterman. Dare, I think you might want to sing it. Alright. Yep. Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. Make the sheriff want to put down his gun and cut him a slice. Okay, so it's 10 a.m., the 1st of October. Seated in the box seating at the stadium uh, for humans reflecting on his past few days in Memphis and New Orleans. On Wednesday, he went and explored coal mining, entered the Lincoln Park Bar to have a beer and discuss things with coal expert Pratt Hooser. Hooser, a wealthy businessman and local Republican Party chairman. It's time, wake up, Bill, to take Charlie to school. He gets the bell again. And Charlie and Kyle, they just keep chewing the food, keeping it going. Obviously. So Kevin McDonald walks into Gerald's room. He's like, Charlie again? And Gerald's like, always. And Kevin's like, tell him to get his ass lost. You're the king now. And I am Junior's Archduke. Okay, so it's 5 p.m. At the Spirit Club, JR sits down along with Alex Morales. So how was your weekend at the ranch? Alex asked. Hook up. I can't get a hold of Karen. If the call goes to voicemail. On top of that, my brother was an idiot. Showing out all the out at the dinner table. Acting like he was better than me. Mama and Daddy put up with too much from him. On top of that, Charlie antagonized me for not being at Jennifer's engagement party to stop their engagement, Charlie said. And Alex like, Charlie just wants to be in the tabloids. And as for Karen, I know you think she is Grace's. But with her, like Patience, she can be cruel, Alex said. Okay, so it's 7 p.m. at the Holy Spirit Club. JR is attending Sunday evening devotional. In between Alex and Sharon, Britt and Jesse were 2 pews ahead of them. Deacon Arnold Juarez delivered a stirring sermon about absolutely godly comfort. Okay, so it's 7:55 p.m. The Cessna charter jets Avis Air charter with Jim taxis down the runway and departs Louis Armstrong Airport for Reagan International Airport. With him, flying with him since from Memphis, Barnabas Wheeler, the son of junior Louisiana Senator Cordell Wheeler. Jim found out that in Memphis that Barnabas was not his father's son, a free spirit, conservative, Federalist. He disagreed with his father about sustainability for small business, faith-based initiatives. Although Barnabas could not change his father's mind, but he had a bachelor's of arts in business studies, focused on public affairs from Christian Brotherhood University, a church school designed bias, similar to Assemblies of Christ. That took him Latter-day Saint students. His focus on public affairs and corporate governance intrigued him. So he's taking a lot of us Wheeler to live with him. So it's 9 p.m. JR's in his dorm room when his phone rings. And it's Jennifer. And she says, I understand why you did not go to my engagement party. She says, your grandma is dying. And you did the right thing by being with her. And Jared's like, nothing personal, Jennifer. Maybe we can be friends, Jared said. And she says, I have to see you. John knows that. He likes you. And he wants you to consider him as a close friend too. I wish you and John the best. But try to stay in Texas. And Jennifer's like, Jared, Charlie's a loser. He's a creep. He tried to stop the engagement party. Papa threw him out. So it's 11 p.m. Eastern. Cessna lands at Reagan International Airport. Jim goes straight to his Chrysler van to drive back to Chevy Chase. Okay, so I give this episode 5.2 Pepsi Zeros and horseback ride. JR. I give it 3.6 root beers and one more long weekend with my grandma. Alright then. This episode is in the bag then. Praise the Lord. Hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the adventure. This is the James Hendrick Pilot Network saying until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. It's going to get a lot more interesting from here.